Woo! Okay, what is going on, everyone? It is your boy Yakatees. This is your review for Real Housewives of New Jersey. This is either episode 6 or 7. Don't remember. Doesn't matter. It's in the title. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's hitting for. Okay, so we start off with Jennifer. Jennifer is mopping her floors because of her drunken escapade. Now I'm sitting back as like, not Jennifer, you ain't fooling me. You really think you finna convince me? Hey, love, what's up? You really think you finna convince me that you mopping your own floors? Now I know you got 18 shitters in your house, and you did all this bragging about housekeeping, nannies, and everything else, but you mopping your own floors. Okay, that was a cute scene. It's cool. She says she's never been that drunk before. I don't believe it. I don't damn near believe it. But okay, if you like it, I love it. If that's what you believe, I'm gonna just let you continue to think that. Now we get Dolores, and these two are flirting with each other, as they always do. Frankie Senior and Dolores. That's what they do. And she mentions to him, "Have you had the she, I know, right? She gonna say, have you had the talk with Frankie Jr.?" Now, Frankie Jr. is in college. Now, I'm not saying that the boy shelter, but I'm pretty sure he know about the birds and the bees. He knows how his anatomy work. He knows how her anatomy work. I'm pretty sure he knows. And then Frankie seems like, well, we compare stories. The Lord's what happened. I don't think any mother wants to hear about their child, primarily their son, out here raw dogging it, because don't no man want to hear about their daughter. So I mean, it just is what it is. And Frank was like, no, he just tells me stories. I don't tell him that I'm looking like you's a lot. Her daughter Gabrielle is in town because she's getting her award later on this episode. And her daughter Gabrielle, is in school to be a veterinarian. Comes in with an ish ton of dogs. I wonder what happened to Dolores' dogs that was pissing all over the place, but they none of business. And yeah, that's it. So now we get to Risa. Her and her girls called Joe. As y'all can see, I'm trying to speed through this so we can get to the actual shit that happened. All right, stay with me. So they called Joe. Teresa says that since his business is doing well, the sex toys, has decided to join along. So I was okay. Cause I'm trying to figure out, are you an investor? What it is that you're doing? But here's the reality: if we really gonna keep it a buck, the sex industry is a lucrative industry. So I understand it. I get it. Hold on. He in, he in college in my state, Connecticut. He had a work. Well, I mean, he was probably just going to get a drink. Okay, he was just trying to get him a nice little drink, trying to wind down. I ain't finna pass no judgments on the young man. And then she tells us that with the divorce, Joe, her Joe, isn't getting anything because since she paid off all his debts, he's not getting anything. She keeps the house. I don't damn near believe it. I really don't. But again, if you want to sit here and tell us this lie, okay, because other than that, what reason do you really have to sell the house? Especially if it's already paid off. And I know a lot of people be like, well, it's big and this, that. But here's the reality. There's certain things in this life that maintain its dollar amount. And that's fuck the building, land and gold. I know there's more, but those are the main two, land and gold. I wouldn't be selling that motherfucker. I wouldn't. I would now. I would sit here, I would get the pool done away with and all the other stuff, but I ain't finna fucking sell the house. I ain't doing all that. Use a lot. And she wants to do a celebration for her dad while they're at the Jersey Shore. Nice and cool. So we got Dolores has gotten her award. She's at David's house getting the award. David's house getting the award. Okay, all right. And I'm like, okay. So the award was given to her early in the day, and because of COVID, they can't have big ceremonies and whatnot, so they just did something nice and intimate. David wasn't able to be there because he was still working. David has then shown up to congratulate her, but he has to get back to work. He stayed there long enough to say hello to Jackie and Melissa. So now Dolores is talking with Jackie, and she was saying to her, well, I hope things would have fizzled by now. And I found it to be ironic that you're sitting trying to, again, we all know that the role that Dolores plays is support for Teresa. She is her bra. That's what it is. I understand it. But again, you should just lead us to hell, and especially when you haven't had the best of things to say about Jackie. But okay, Jennifer is not drinking. Now, I don't know if it's just because she's trying to give herself some time, or if this event was very close to the last event. Because for those of y'all who didn't got drinkity drunk, had a hangover, especially in the later years. Well, hello, thank you for stopping by. But those who did in their later years, it takes you a while to recover. So it could be that she's still hungover, trying to get everything right. And of course, after a hangover and throwing up and everything, it takes a while for your body to get rehydrated and everything else. So it could be that. I don't know. Throwing it out there. Marge brings up Jen falling, flat on her face, her concern about that. And then she said it reminded her of her mother, which is fine, which is cool. But at the same exact time, it's like, okay, I you're internalizing this for no reason at all, and it really just feels like all these women are trying to find other storylines to attach themselves to. So if their storyline fizzles out or it just doesn't happen, there's something else they can talk about. Melissa is asking Dolores, why doesn't she live there? Now, right here, Dolores is saying how she owes who this and the third. Look, Dolores, you ain't have to answer the motherfucking question. Because I would have asked, I would have broke the fourth wall. I would have been like, Melissa, what's your storyline this season? See, I'm telling you, y'all just gotta know how to sit here and give a nice little gut punch. But Dolores says, she's built a life for after 20 years. She's raised her kids by herself and is enjoying her freedom. You ain't have answered the question. Melissa feels that, Dolores has created coping mechanisms to deal with what's going on. But here's the reality, because it was like, I don't understand this. It ain't your relationship to understand. If it makes her happy, if the throuple that she has makes them happy, leave it alone. Let it go. Let it be. Move on to the next thing. So Melissa shades Dolores by saying, you may not have a ring, but because of your charity, you shine very bright. I look like, Dolores, you ain't hop across that table and snatch her. Like, you not gonna sit here and shade me, not in my, significant other's house, and at the same time, not during my party. But again, like it, I love it. Melissa then asks, how often do you and David have sex? I'm sitting here just Melissa. You asking how much they have sex, but it seems like you don't ever want to sit here and give none up to your husband. See, again, y'all, they have to learn how to handle people. It's real simple. It really is, but okay. And they find out that Dolores has her own closet there. So once they saw the closet, it kind of hushed them up because she had clothes in there. It is what it is. They talk about Jersey Shore. Jackie is going to be staying with Melissa in their beach house, and everybody else pretty much is going to be over. Hold on, wait. I believe Marge is going to be over there too, if I'm not mistaken, and everybody else is over at Dolores' house. I could be wrong. Don't really matter. So you have the couples talking. This getting ready to go on a trip. Joe B is shocked that Evan is coming. Now, Evan is going to come for all of like one day. He's shocked because of that, giving all the allegations. Bill shares with Jen what happened at boys' night and the confession that was made. And I'm sitting here just like, damn it, Bill. Bruh, like, granted, this would have eventually came out at the reunion, okay? But this is one of the moments that you don't sit here and tell a woman what the fuck we done talked about. Damn it, Bill. They gonna forgive Bill because Bill is a nice guy, but damn it, Bill. And so they're traveling to the shore house. In one car, you have who did I put here? Frank Sr., Teresa, Jen, and Dolores. Teresa brings up her divorce. Don't nobody really give a fuck. Jen shares what Bill told her, which at this moment made I'm surprised. So she brings up what Bill told her. Now Teresa's just like, okay, well now I feel somewhat validated since Joe heard it. And I'm like, damn it, Jen, why the fuck? And Jen is only doing this because let's keep it 100. Jen is trying to align herself with the cash cow to make sure that she stays on this show. That is all that she's doing. You can't convince me otherwise. Whatever. And then Teresa plans to give Jackie a gift at the at dinner, but she don't tell nobody what. So Dolores is going to be the one hosting dinner, so it'll be at her shore house. Teresa get a phone call from one of the realtors saying that somebody wants to view the house. She then shares this, not for me, but tearful group chat message with her and her daughters of them showing all these different views of the house, and them her asking if they should get rid of it, blah blah blah, rah rah rah. I don't give a fuck about that. I really don't. I'm sorry. Call me cold hearted. Fuck her. Jen's mom didn't go to Turkey. So Jen mentions is talking to her brother. Dad had already made it with her sister and one of her children, her daughter, I believe Gabby. And she mentions that her mom didn't want to go because her dad was going. Again, I don't care. I really don't. There's ways around this. If your mom don't want to go, well, fuck it. Your mom don't want to go. Your mama grown. Again, let these grown ass people who is your parents, let them do what grown folk do. Keep your ass out of your parents' motherfucking business. You wouldn't have no problems, but at the same time, you wouldn't have no line. All right, now it's the party. And this is when things start to get interesting. So Teresa gives the girls. All of the girls get a dildo. And I don't like Teresa. I really don't. But she's doing this as to come at Jackie. But at the same time, she is promoting her ex-husband's business on this show. Now we didn't see, I don't believe we saw any like the name of it, but we really don't care. But whatever. Teresa says she knows that it's kind of big to Jackie, but maybe it'll fit up your ass. And everybody's like, oh my gosh. And then Teresa mentions, well, she said that I should stick the olive branch up my ass. And again, Melissa, you shouldn't have fucking said it. And Jackie whole thing is she's not doing this tonight. Now, here's one thing that because I peeped this and it came to fruition at the very end. Again, I love watching people because I see this shit happening. Jackie is defeated. Okay. Jackie is pretty much a shell of a woman. That's what she is right now. And she's at that point where she has zero fucks to give. Let me tell y'all something. When you dealing with a person like that, if they are cunning, if they got a mouth on them, and if they have a way with words, that's not a person you really want to fuck with because once they tired of being sick and tired, they just gonna say, "But you know what? Fuck it, let's play." And that's what's gonna happen later on. But she says she's not trying to do this tonight. She says, and then she tells her, and because I'm sorry, then you had Teresa saying, well, I was extending the olive branch. You like, no, sending me a group message is not extending the olive branch. Mars then has to break it down like, because you sent this in a group rather than sending it to her individually, that's why it's not being seen as a olive branch, which is simple. But again, Teresa's slow. So Jackie says, let's agree not to be friends. Like she's really trying to do the whole, let's just get over this. And I think it also was one of those like, I'm trying not to go in my bag right now. So can we just move past this so I ain't got to sit here and read your ass off? Okay. Pay you does, read the edges off your ass, snatch your ball. Can we just move past this? That's what I'm getting here. Marge just can't let the ish go when it comes to Jackie. And Jackie telling her, I am fine. So now we have Marge where she is invested in what Jen is doing in terms of her drinking. Now she is so invested in what is going on with Jackie. And I feel like she's working overtime to prove that she's being a good friend because of how Jackie checked her ass when they had brunch. But she's doing too much. So now they're at the table. Marge mentions to Teresa, her mom sent her the article about her house being up for sale for 2.5 million. And I understand, this is a rough time. I also understand this is COVID. But with all the work and all of what Teresa put into that house, 2.5 million? Okay. Oh. Teresa is emotional, says her divorce is final, no one cares. She listens to take back what they said about her now ex-husband because he was a class act with this divorce. And they kind of look at her just like, no, we ain't doing all that. Melissa tells Teresa that she is ruining this dinner with her antics and her actions. Teresa tells Melissa to shut up. Melissa tells her, don't tell me to shut up. And Marge confronts Jackie because her actions and her attitude are starting to fuck up the dinner. But y'all know who this is. Y'all knew what was going to happen before we even got here. Oh shit, forgot to turn you off. My bad. So Jackie is over it. And this is when you can truly see that she really does look like a shell of a woman. But again, it's the beauty when you see the transition go on with somebody. Because she has been, and this was one of those where even though she's been defeated, she's been just trying to do the whole, can we just not do this? Can we get over this? I don't want to do this. And after a while, you get tired of saying the same damn thing, right? Right. So Jackie, said that already. Teresa, if she knew what her husband said at boys' night. Now, right here, Frank, fuck you. Frank Senior, fuck you. Because when this shit was mentioned in the car as y'all was riding the fuck up, you mean to tell me you didn't take the time out to call Joe B and be like, Joe, some building ran his mouth. The girls, they know what was said, blah, blah, blah. But the way that Joe ends up defending himself, I think it did happen. So I'm going to just assume that it happened. But Frankie, I got my eye on you, motherfucker. So Joe B denies it. Jackie tells her to just let it go. Because now Jackie's like, okay, Marge, just let it go. Let's not do this. Marge needs to know if he heard this shit in town. And what was interesting to me is, because y'all got to pay attention to what people be saying. She said if he heard it in town, not if he heard it at all. If he heard it in town. I'm like, okay. Jen says, he said it. Were you there? She said no. Bill told me, and Marge's like, well, shut the fuck up. These two start yelling at each other, don't really care. Frank says he didn't hear anything. He's just trying to, like, my name Bennett, I ain't in it. I don't know what y'all talking about. I mean, he should have been like, man, I was drunk. I don't recall half of what was said that night. You gotta learn how to lie good, damn it. But at the same time, again, man, when we have our boys' nights out and shit, there needs to be a mutual understanding that what we said here don't leave here. I don't care if it's cameras there. Because again, when it comes to these women, y'all some sly things because they have they fucking stories like literally nailed down before they got a plan A through C. Sometimes they have it all the way to G. It's kind of hard to catch them up. I'm just saying. But anyway, what was so Joe B, says he didn't hear it in town. Marge wants to then know to Teresa, why are you pushing it? And then Jackie says, I'm not trying to give this any life. Now Teresa's like, oh, now you don't want to give it life. Let's be honest. Everybody keeps saying that Jackie won't let it go. Jackie won't let it go. But if we quantify who spoke about this more between Jackie and Teresa, it was Teresa. And Marge wants to know, why is she being aggressive towards Jackie? And this is when Jackie started to just be like, you know what, fuck it. We playing this game. I'm finna play this game. So then she says, you do treat me like an asshole. And I think you treat everyone like shit. So this, and again, Jackie is calculating Jackie because she knew what she was doing, because now Teresa turns to Dolores. Do I make you feel like shit? No. Jen, do I make you feel like shit? No. Marge, do I make you feel like shit? Okay, well, you did have. Okay, what? She fed that shit off so quick. So then she goes to Melissa. Okay, well, Melissa, do you feel I treat you like shit? Well, you did call me a stripper. And I'm looking at Melissa like, Melissa, now there was much more you could have said. That wasn't it, but she did say that. So Now Melissa then gets upset and pretty much tells the girls like when Teresa does wrong, I check her. Not all the time. But she gets mad at them because they don't check Teresa when she starts doing fuck shit. And Jackie says, you know what? I want nothing to do with you, Teresa. Teresa says, fine, because I like to hang around with confident people because I'm a confident person. And Jackie said, did you get that confidence while you was in jail? I mean, look, at this point, that was it. That like it wasn't nothing else to say. Like that was like it was the whole like when I tell you that was a 2-piece and a biscuit. Because with her, I can't really say it's an Italian thing, but what I will say is the Italians that are on this show, jail, prison, that whole thing, they don't really like to talk about that. If I'm not mistaken, Jackie, she was actually in prison. But that was a nice dig right there. I was here for it. And then Teresa now gets upset. Established. Teresa does not have the aptitude, the bandwidth, the mental capacity. She does not have the vocabulary and the stamina to sit here and verbally go back and forth with somebody, which is why she tends to resort to something physical. I ain't saying she fought no because she ain't never fought nobody, but tends to get physical with somebody or just blur out obscenities and walk the hell off. And then Teresa calls her a nasty bitch, walks off, and then she tells Melissa and everybody else there to go fuck themselves. And that was the end of the episode. And again, when I tell y'all that Jackie handled her ass so beautifully, I was here for it. I was thoroughly entertained. It made me feel good. Granted, I was upset that we got it all right here because you know how Bravo do, give us all this filler and then give us the real shit at the end. Because last episode was nothing but a filler. But I was pleasantly surprised. Okay, I mean when I tell you I walked away full, me and this big belly I got right here, it was beautiful. I was here for it. Jackie, welcome back. Okay, and here's the thing: I think I was on Really Be TV's channel. I'll be over tomorrow 5:30. Check us out. We'll be doing this live review. Me, her, little baby. But I said, like, if I was in that situation, you're not gonna run me off the show, but every chance and every time I see you, I'm gonna talk my shit every motherfucking time. I don't care how people do see me. You want to see and play with my marriage back? I'm finna sit here and when I tell you, I'm gonna just roast your ass until I can't roast you no more. I'm gonna cremate your ass. I'm gonna put you in the urn, plant a seed, let that tree grow, chop that bitch down, and then I'm gonna incinerate that motherfucker. I ain't playing with you, but that is all that I have. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad that you all came. It makes me feel very good about myself. On Really Be TV's channel tomorrow at 5:30 for us doing a live review as a collective. And that's Central Time. And then 8:00 p.m. Central Time, I'll be on Scotty by Nature channel. We'll be doing a colorism panel, primarily discussing the things that happen on Basketball Wives, but then branch out into the bigger issue of what colorism is, how it exists, how we participate in it, X, Y, and Z, all that good jazz. So that's all that I have. Thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow.